Morning, everybody. Live Harmonic Trading for Monday, April 22nd. 1 second. Let me try. Make sure our microphone's set. And as I was saying, Bullish Crab. Let's start the day right back on NASDAQ 100. 5-minute chart. Just click back on the check back. 76.71. And we do have HSI dipping back down. This thing's, though, really close because look at all we have here. Great pattern for the day. Great place to be looking for this turnaround. There you go. All three. 5-minute time frame. This is a type 1. Back up to 85. There you go. 1 second. Okay. So this is really great opportunity here, and with the confirmation that we want to see with the crab patterns. Again, we're looking for reaction, and you've got three things here. You've got the terminal bar check back, and then all three with even RSI coming out. There you go. Let's look at it on a 1 minute, and then I'm going to go to a little longer term. But again, on the 1 minute chart, here's something to take a look at is this stop. Deep crab. Okay, but now we hit and we're beyond the stop and a little HSI check back. We had a trade like that on the Thursday session. Here we go. This is a nice move up. And at this point, move the stops to break even. And we'll take another shot if it comes back against us. But this is really on the 1 minute. Okay, pretty sloppy. But really the 5 minute is, from an intraday standpoint, that's the highest time frame I want to consult. And look at this on a 5 minute. There you go. So 71.75, that's that terminal bar, but 1618's at 75 or even. So where does the HSI come in? I mean, just under 1618, that's 73.50, and favoring any execution in that area, 73.50. If you're not in there, is something I'm long this currently and stop bumped up. So. That right start today, and actually S&P 500, the ES at mini, same deal. There's a bigger pattern. I think this was, check this. Yeah, here's that. It's just a crab off the top. Forget the potential crab, but for the moment, I'm going to remove that. And again, down by the stop here, and this is a type 2. Here it is. There's your type 1 in the pre-market. Come back for a full test. Okay, here's the first HSI that's down in the zone. This is a nice area to be taking a look down here. Now, if it's going to take more consolidation, if I need another shot on this, let's look at it this way. On a 1 minute, here you go. Maybe comes back to 89, 89.50 down here. So really critical stage, a very early point here, but that's a type 2. Even on the 1 minute, it's popping up like that. Let's go to, say, super short term, 233 tick. Same deal. Although I wish I had an HSI trigger. We're still looking here early. Nice shot down in here. A couple other currency pairs as well. Let's take a quick look at some of those because those are a lot of those big patterns are forming right now. Go to pound First 1 pound Aussie on a 4 hour. Big Gartley structure right there. Again, this is something for the day into this week here. Several of these pairs have been, giving us great structures across the board and a lot of long-term developments like this. We're still in a type 1 quite early. And look for that target up to 83.90. Let me clean this up. Yep, there you go. The HSI check back, kind of hard to see. I'm trying to remove these lines here. Came in right on the next bar. There you go. 2 bars over. Same principle, folks. This time with a Gartley. The difference with Crab and the bat patterns is with better risk to reward ratio. But all of that, and look at that check back. I'll highlight that. It's in that area. So here we go. Also, for those that came in early or those that are just coming in now, NASDAQ is at a 5-minute, big 5-minute pattern coming off of that. We have already started hitting that right off the bat here, and now we're starting to get off of the support level. There you go. That's a 1-minute chart. Couple of things. Big crab pattern on the 5 and the 1 minute. Here's the 5-minute. And now this is coming out of the zone. Keep an eye on that. 73 and a quart is where I started. There you go on the terminal bar. That's on the 5-minute basis. And our target, a little tough to see, but it's right above that zone because here's target 1. 10 higher to 85. We'll follow back up on that one. Let me look at 2 more currency pairs. Here's a big one. Aussie franc, a little bit slower than a lot of the other larger pairs, but this one just triggered on a 4 hour back on Friday from last week. Deep crab with an HSI. There you go. Let me get these. 1 second, folks. Yeah. Here we go. Great. That one, we're looking at 72.60. We sent an email out on this. Now we've got HSI already in. If you're not on this yet, really break this down. This is taking its time, but we got everything ideally that we want to see, and we're still above that 1618. So technically still a valid execution. You can hit this up in this area. What, have anything on a 30-minute? That's generally the zone we're looking at. Keep an eye on that one. Aussie franc, really a whole bunch of these. Couple more. Folks, I'm going to get out of here at 9:30 today. So if you have a few charts and markets you want to look at, pop them in the chat. Here, look at NASDAQ's popping now. Let's go back to NASDAQ and stay on that. NASDAQ's plus 9. There you go. Just to let everybody know, also, Wednesday we have a Gartley Group meeting. That's Wednesday at noon. That's an open group meeting. And we're going to do more of the live type sessions. And then Thursday, after our morning session, we're going to do another kind of loose but open and live session where we are taking positions off of patterns with confirmation like this. Here, I have this on a live and a demo. So we're +7 currently off of 72, 73 area. And the thing on this was there was actually a couple of patterns converging down here. But again, the 5-minute basis with HSI kept us out of the trade until a little bit lower. Look where HSI triggers and then comes for that check back. That's where we started today. And again, we're looking for target 1 minimum up to 85.50, call it. What are the best ways to track this is just break it down to a 233 tick. A couple of the smaller term charts that I've been showing lately and get an idea of what's happening with HSI and with this initial reaction. And this is, again, more of what we will do in the live sessions because we want to break down the whole process step by step. So we add the pattern, had the terminal bar confirmation, then we had the check back execution. Now we're managing. What are we looking at? What do we want to see step by step? That's the deal, but it's going to take a longer time. For those sessions, I was looking at just 89 tick charts, doing a lot of scalping type like this. This was an 89 tick right here. Same pattern showing up on the 89 tick, but okay, here on the 89 tick, you have a little HSI against you. So maybe I would take a couple off, or maybe we just get defensive in case this does not follow through. Like that. So we'll do more of that this week in those sessions. Let me gonna adjust a couple things here, which is part of my challenge. Is operating multiple screens, adjusting stops, and then explaining everything just like this, but that's what we're doing. And we'll keep it loose. I think probably come May, we'll start live.
Order pending.
1 second.
Order canceled. Order pending.
Okay. Let's go back to this 5-minute chart on NASDAQ. Now, the other thing with this is actually great movement in the pre-market already. They popped it early, brought it all the way back down 60 off of the pre-market high. Now we've got a return here with pretty strong pre-market triple confirmation with the bullish crab. This will be big for today, not only the zone, but our targets. And my suspicion is that with something like this, we'll take a look at target 1, but I'll favor this more towards target 2, between 85 and 90, 93. As look to get another shot, but let's see what happens on the open. We are 13 minutes to the open, and we'll be looking at this in the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Let me look at 1 or 2 other markets. A couple questions. Yes. Sekar, hey, how are you? Yes, for the currency strategies with tick charts, I think it depends on the pair. I'm going to do it on 5-minute time frames and only with particular markets. And I'll get into that this week. The tick, the problem with it is it depends on who your broker is. And I think a lot of you know that the third-party brokers can run stops, and it is an issue. So with the 5-minute patterns, if you're on a third-party program with as tight as the ranges are, it is an issue. And we'll get into that this week. But if you're going to do a tick chart to get a different perspective, just utilize a longer time frame. Again, we'll get into that this week. Let's take a quick look at crude oil, and we'll even go over and look at gold. Crude oil making new highs again, and folks, the big number that I switched back to about 2 months ago was the type 2 butterfly at 77.20. Here we go. Looking for the return all the way 72.50. The stop up here is 77.90. That is really what more of I'm favoring that as high as that level. We're going to look for a full retest of that zone. So until then, and with as aggressive move as this has been, really look even on the daily. We go to the 4-hour time frame. We have not seen much of a pullback, and it continues today. I think this is kind of lagging the NASDAQ. There's a lot of similarities here structurally, what's happened over the last 6 months. But even on the daily level, recall this larger crab pattern we were negotiating had 3 tests. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we know all the story. But for right now, going forward, we want to target that at 72 as an immediate retest with how this has gone. This has violated several HSI readings. Not a biggie. The most important thing is what's happening on the daily RSI level. Really strong action. This is one of the reasons why we look at indicators. I've heard a lot of garbage recently about people who are price action purists. I hear that with other people saying, why do indicators? This is the exact reason why we do indicators, because we can get and glean a heck of a lot more information from this understanding. There's a complex structure going back into the zone. That's where we see continuation moves get reinforced by their own readings. That complex structure, on regular RSI on the daily chart, not only the fact that that's a complex structure, but the fact that it's actually back into the zone is particularly strong. So let's look at, say, a 30-minute chart, anything for the week, anything, maybe possible continuation entry. We're looking at that bat a while back, and I think that was on a 60-minute time frame. I'd be more focused on, here we go. No, let's go to that 4-hour. One second. Let me bring up, I've got my settings off. Okay, good. Let me pop this up. Yeah, it's not on that one. It's a 60-minute, I think. There she is. Just this deep crab for today. As high as 65.90. Didn't close, but not quite there in the pre-market. And I'll look for that even a little bit higher above 66. That is, again, another deep crab, but point being, we're in just kind of this sequence, this repeating cycle. Do these 1, 6, 1, 8 extensions, come back, give us a target move, and then continuation. That is, we'll come back to that tomorrow. But again, this thing is moving and it still has a ways to go. Here's gold. And remember gold last week. We talked about this as still hanging around a bit. And we looked at this shark pattern looking for some kind of HSI signal down at this low as the low 70s in here. That's what we have. Not that impressive, but the larger weekly level still at hand, and that's really, let's keep an eye on this. I don't want to be dismissive in gold because there you go. Hold on, I gotta adjust a couple NASDAQs.
Order pending. Order filled.
1 second. I'm adjusting movement stops up on that NASDAQ, and we will finish today there.
Order pending.
Probably going to get a check back on that NASDAQ.
Order pending.
We get one more shot there. But for gold here, we're down in this with both bat patterns, and I still say we are stuck in this framework and expect a bounce. I'm looking for a bounce. Just look at that as resistance and support. 71.40, 71.50 for a return move. I still want to see a check back of the weekly gold level. Come back up and as high as 13.50. So this is just a reaction, early bat reaction. But I think it's a good one to follow week over week because a little bit slower, and there's a few pattern dynamics here that I want to focus on over the next 2-3 weeks that are the reasons why I'm anticipating this to check back, find some stabilization in this 75 area, call it. The daily time frame, looks like this. Again, came up. This was another bad pattern, kind of sloppy. 1333, 1334. Hit that stop, but we're looking at this HSI. So I'm still, again, we're stuck within the zone of both those patterns. I don't want to be dismissive of gold just because it's kind of drifting lower. I think a few reactive opportunities coming up. Now let's wrap up where we started today at NASDAQ, and tomorrow we'll go full hour. I think today's going to be a great session, though. With this kind of movement, pre-market already moving 120 points, we can easily look for that. Here's our framework of the 1 minute pattern, and I like the fact that it's already back at the stop. Here's another shot down here on the 1 minute time frame. Utilize this stop as the support. Okay, I'm looking for another HSI. Where are we? Pretty close. I took an early shot as we started today's session down here at the 72, 73 level. I got stopped out at 5, 6, plus 5, plus 6. I've got the rest at 44, 50, 45. This stop level should be holding here, so that's what I'm looking for. And if I get another HSI trigger right in this level, that would key me for today. Go to the 5 minute. It's even better. And I think that should be your time frame to monitor this type 1 reaction, which is what it is. Minimum level up to 85. So even off of the 5 minute time frame, 76.75 is that big 1618. With the 5 minute check back at 73.50. That's really where we started today. And again, another 8, 10 higher from current levels. Move and certainly bump the stops up from that the original position. But this is something again for the whole day. This probably give us another opportunity after the open. Probably something like this where we get a quick thrust. I'm going to set some limit orders to clear out depending on what HSI does, but I wouldn't be surprised to see something like that after the open, and then we go. We'll come back to this, look at that on tomorrow, 9 a.m. And actually we have sessions almost every day this week, folks. So I'm going to get a couple emails out for tomorrow and then Wednesday, and then Thursday will be most of the day. So if you have any questions, reach out to me. I do need to have a note about the software. If you're a gold member or a silver member and you have not signed up for the software, please do. If you are somebody that's a social media person, get on the official Harmonic Pattern Trading Facebook group. That's the only place I'm doing anything on Facebook. But once in a while I'll put charts up, and then a bunch of other people, members, are all on here. So that's the place to be for Facebook. And then, of course, just get with Harmonic Trader, the free software, and you guys can check that out right off the website. So get with the software. And again, I can't reiterate enough, if you are spending the time to be in the sessions or listen to these sessions or even learn anything about harmonic patterns, we need to do it with the software program so that we can capitalize on patterns like this. We'll follow up tomorrow. Great session. We'll see you at 9 a.m.